His job away from him. That's John Rivetto. Septien has got a sore leg, and chances are he will not see action today. Tom Landry wants to try out not only place kickers, but punters as well. Deep for the Green Bay Packers, Japhus White, number 25 on the left, and Andra Thompson, number 89 on the right portion of your screen. He's the young man from East Texas State who is also a regular wide receiver. Kick is high and a good one. Japhus White at the 3-yard line, up the middle to the 15, 20, 25, caught at the 30. And the Packers have put it in play, 1st and 10.
There's a chance for the rookies. That's where they come to camp. They can make a name for themselves in those specialty teams. They've got to earn a job some way, and if they can hit on the specialty teams, it's a big plus for them. So I'm sure Mike will have his eye out for a lot of headhunters in those specialty teams.
This telecast is presented for the enjoyment of our audience through rights granted by the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. Any other use or any part of this telecast without any written express consent is prohibited. The announcers on this telecast are employed and compensated by KXAS, Fort Worth, Dallas. Lynn Dickey, the Packer quarterback. The officials have it marked at the 27-yard line. First play from scrimmage, and Dickey goes upstairs, hitting James Lofton at the far sideline, thrown out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Steve Wilson making his first start at cornerback and making the stop. And, of course, Steve last year was one of your wide receivers, and this year been shifted over to the defensive backfield, so they're going after him right off the bat.
Steve is really a fine athlete. He's got good quickness. He played well at wide receiver, and he's going to be a fine cornerback. The Packers came out. They split the tight end out, and they had 2 wide receivers on that side. So it was a passing formation at the start, and Dickey fired one out to Wilson's side.
Penalty marker down.
Number 45, first down.
Face mask violation against the Cowboys gives the Green Bay Packers an automatic first down, and it was called against Wilson. Steve's wearing a brand new number. Last year as a wide receiver, he wore 81. This year he's wearing 45. Officials have it now marked at the 38-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. Thompson is wide to the right side. Lofton is split to the left. Dickey, who was injured last week in the Hall of Fame game, calling the signals, and the carry is stopped at the line of scrimmage by Harvey Martin. Trying to get outside and failing to do so for the Green Bay Packers, Eddie Lee Ivory, their #1 draft choice of a year ago. And one thing I know the Cowboy fans are excited about, Rogers, that front four.
The front four is a great plus. Last year it broke down in spots with new people, injuries. Harvey and Randy and Cole and Dutton, Thornton, they just have a good depth, as well as Larry Bethea coming through. So it's a big plus in training camp as a defensive line.
No gain in the play. It is 2nd and 10 for the Packers at their 38-yard line. Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker, calling the defensive signals. Dickey intercepted and dropped. Aaron Mitchell stepped in front of Lofton and would have had a touchdown had he been able to hang on to the football. He couldn't do so. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Aaron really recovered well. The receiver was open for a split second. Aaron came back. They shifted their tight end to the other side to try to confuse the Cowboy defense, and Aaron was on the spot and had the ball in his hands.
Jim Brinson is down on the field after this play. We're going to try to get a report on exactly how hot it is on the surface here. It's a lot different being upstairs than it is on that artificial turf, which has been under the blazing sun all day. 3rd and 10 now for the Packers, who have come out throwing the football against the Dallas Cowboys in the 33rd annual Salesmanship Club game. That should look familiar. The shotgun pass is completed, and Atkins is run out of bounds short of the first down at the 43-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines and Jim Brinson.
All right, Frank, here it is 92 degrees at the 50-yard line, humidity at 33%. I'm sure that Roger can tell you that is uncomfortable, but he's been here before and when it's been much hotter. 92 degrees, 33% humidity. Back to Frank and Roger.
The shotgun is new for Green Bay. They put it in this year. They have both backs back in the backfield. One of the advantages of the shotgun is getting those backs up close, so I'm sure they're experimenting right now.
Rick Ingalls is doing the punting for the Green Bay Packers, and he gets off a beauty. Fading way back, Wade Manning. Manning at the 10, trips at about the 15-yard line, stumbling across the 15 out to the 18. Those extra markings on the field are there for soccer, for the Dallas Tornado soccer game, so don't be confused by those. Great punt by Ingalls, who is trying to win the Packer job from the incumbent David Beverly. So the Cowboys will go to the attack for the very first time. The officials mark it at the 18-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. Fitzgerald at center, Herb Scott and Tom Rafferty the guards, Jim Cooper and Pat Donovan the tackles, Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end. Tony Hill, Butch Johnson, the wide receivers, Tony Dorsett, Robert Newhouse in the backfield, and Danny White's first play as the Cowboys' new #1 quarterback. Dorsett outside, 20, 25, first down, and run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Well, there's something the Cowboy fans, Roger, hope to see a lot more of this year. I know he didn't really spring loose last year, and he's really gotten himself ready.
Green Bay's gone to a new defense also. They've got the 3-man front with 4 linebackers. Their linebackers have been tough, aggressive, so they went to a 3-man down lineman with 4 linebackers. Tony started inside, broke outside. Rafferty, it was a design play. It was gave Green Bay a look of an inside play, and with Rafferty leading outside, it was a fine run.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys on the very first play from scrimmage. They're operating from their 28-yard line. White handing off to Newhouse, and not much there. They've got 3 big guys up front in that front 3. Mike Butler and Ezra Johnson, and of course Terry Jones is the middle guard. They had hoped to have Bruce Clark, their #1 draft choice, as their middle guard. That didn't quite work out. He went to Canada.
He opted for the British pound instead of the American dollar, and I think that they were counting on him to fill in that middle spot. They've got 3 big ones in there, but Bruce would have really added to that defensive line.
2nd and 10. White scrambling out to the 30, 35, almost lost the football and gets the first down at the 42-yard line. Well, Danny White has never been known as a scrambler. That reminded you in your youth.
Well, quarterbacks shouldn't run. They're going to get hurt when they run the football. They shouldn't be running like that.
Quarterbacks shouldn't be running like that?
One thing about Danny has got excellent speed. If I had his speed, I'd still be playing. He's dangerous. He can run the football. He doesn't like the run. He likes to throw it, but when he runs, he's got great speed. He's got about 4.6 to 4.7 speed, so he's got fine speed in the 40-yard dash, and he can run the football.
2nd first down for the Cowboys in this drive. They're operating from their 40. Dorsett, nice hole over the right side, and Tony is stopped just shy of the 50-yard line. Stopped at the 49 by Johnny Gray, number 24, who came up from the safety position.
The Packers are really happy with their safeties, Gray and Luke, and last week they were very happy with their defense overall. They've got to stop the run. Dallas, when they're running the football, can do so much. You can run it on first down. If you get 6-7 yards, you can go to the play action pass, and you have so many more options. So Green Bay has got to stop the run if they want to stop Dallas, and right now Dallas is running the football, and they want to do that.
2nd down, less than a yard for the first down. Butch Johnson left. Tony Hill right. I formation this time. Danny White, Newhouse plows forward for the first down to the 45-yard line. Green Bay Packers.
House has really had a good training camp, and he's a tough, gritty runner. He's like a bowling ball. He spins off tackles, and unfortunately, the leg situation the last couple of years has slowed him down. He's healthy now, and he's battling Ron Springs and Scott Laidlaw at fullback, and that's one of the real battles in training camp. 3 excellent athletes going at it.
Again, Johnson to the left side. Doug Cosby is in a tight end set inside. Butch to the left. Tony Hill is wide to the right side. Dorsett and Newhouse remain in the backfield. Most of the starters will play at least a quarter tonight, perhaps a little bit more. Dorsett dancing his way forward, got a couple of yards, and then he's jammed up. Phil Rudzinski, number 58, the right inside linebacker in that 3-4 front. Why would they put in a 3-man front, do you think? Because their linebackers are so much stronger?
The 3-man front has been successful around the league, and in Green Bay's case, they have the fine linebackers. They put an extra linebacker in, take out a defensive lineman, and it gives them more speed, and they have better athletes in there. And in Green Bay's case, it's been for the personnel primarily, and it's worked for them.
So if your strength is linebacker and not defensive line, that's what you go to.
The 3-man set's a good one.
2nd and 7. Cowboys at the 43 of the Green Bay Packers. Here's White throwing for the first time, trying to get it away. He does. Butch Johnson, the intended receiver. And Danny had all he could do just to get rid of that football. He had people all over him.
The danger of the play action pass is the pressure from the weak side, and the Green Bay put pressure on Danny. Danny did everything he could to get rid of the ball, which is good. There wasn't anybody open with the pass rush the way it was. Butch Johnson came down, cut across the middle, and Billy Joe was underneath. In this case, it was Doug Cosby underneath, and neither one was open, and Danny was rushed. 3rd down 7. Newhouse comes out of the game for the very first time. Preston Pearson
is in the passing situation. Cowboys have the ball at the 43.
Green Bay goes into a 4-man front in passing situations, brings in an extra back, and takes out a linebacker.
Shotgun.
Oh.
White. Big rush, and Danny really had a hustle to get rid of that ball as the Packers put on a fierce rush that time. John Anderson, number 59, was the guy who blew through there virtually untouched. That's got to be a great feeling, doesn't it?
In the third down situations, the Cowboys are in the shotgun to take advantage of the change-up defenses, and Green Bay went into a change-up defense. They had 4 linebackers in, one of the 4 defensive linemen in, and one of the linebackers blitz. So it was someone had a missed assignment, probably a running back that was supposed to block the blitz.
Bob Petard, number 10, is back to do the punting. Cowboys are auditioning 3 free agent punters as a possibility for replacing White. Ideally, Tom Landry would like to see him quarterback. Oop, he fumbled the football, and he's back at the 40. There was a whistle. The play may have been whistled dead before the snap. Cowboys may have been guilty of delay of game. Boy, you're a rookie out there before all these people, like poor Bob is, and I guess you got to wonder.
The 30-second count, offense.
That's the call. Violation of the 30-second count. The Cowboys took too much time.
Well, that's a plus for the Cowboys in this case. The same situation happened when Dallas was playing Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl, and Thomas Henderson trapped Bradshaw. Big play, and we got called for too much time. They got the play over, and Franco Harris went for a touchdown. So it can work. Sometimes a penalty can work in your advantage.
10 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the opening period. Still no score. Each team has had the football once.
When that whistle blows before the play, you've got to take the penalty.
Single safety is Japhus White. Fairly good rush. Nice high kick. Hangs up there nicely. White lets it bounce at the 15-yard line and out of bounds at the 17. Packers 1st and 10 with the score. Green Bay nothing. Dallas nothing. Let's pause for a moment. Going to be a lot of fun this season. Looking forward to it.
Well, it's a different perspective. It's still one of excitement. I'd like to be throwing the ball instead of talking about it, but it's still going to be fun.
That's Sister Teresa down there, isn't it, on the right?
Marianne wouldn't let me look at the cheerleaders.
I remember that. I remember that incident of your book, right? When you were at training camp one year and they brought this young lady around and introduced her as Sister Teresa, and you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker?
Yeah, she had holy water with her.
Maybe that's what it was. It was something that convinced you. 1st and 10, Packers at the 17-yard line. Lynn Dickey at quarterback. Nice fake to Atkins. Screen out to Lofton. Lofton at the 20-yard line. And stopped at that point. Good coverage by D.D. Lewis of the Cowboys. He's seen that screen coming a few times.
When you're a cornerback out there like Steve, with experience, he knows when the quick screen, there's a big lineman after him. And sure enough, Green Bay sent out their offensive tackle, and Steve held in there with him and made the Lofton cut inside. So pursuit will stop the inside. If Lofton gets outside of Steve, he's in trouble.
Be 2nd and 7. Ball spotted just short of the 20-yard line. Andre Thompson wide to the left side. He's a burner from East Texas State. Lofton, former number 1 draft pick out of Stanford, is split to the right. 2 rookie running backs. They're both good ones. This is Eddie Lee Ivory. Ball is fumbled. Looked like Cole got to it first. Cowboys recover. Eddie Lee Ivory, number 1 draft pick who missed virtually all of last season with a knee injury in the first game. I believe it was Bubba Cole who fell on that football. And the Cowboys get their first turnover of the year. Get Harvey Martin in on
Harvey
the play.
got his hand. Ed Jones came all the way down the line. He was in position. Mike Hegman was over there, and Bubba made a big play. He's been doing it year after year.
Well, this is something the Cowboys want to improve on, is this turnover situation. That's what killed you last year, didn't it?
We didn't get the turnovers, and we gave up too many.
Excellent scoring opportunity. Newhouse and Dorsett in the backfield. It is Robert Newhouse, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Mike Douglas, number 53, shooting through from a linebacker position.
That was a counter play, and Douglas read it real well. House tried to cut back inside, and Douglas was right there.
You played in many of these salesmanship club games. Do you notice the heat? It's been this hot or close to it before.
Well, the heat's a factor. They're in good shape. They've worked hard. The Cowboys have worked out in the heat going to training camp. So you never get accustomed to it, but it helps to work out in it.
2nd and 10. Nose of the ball just outside the Green Bay 20-yard line. 9 minutes left in the opening period. Newhouse around the right side. Stopped short of the 15. Fumbles the ball out of bounds. Officials will mark it at the 16. Because I remember you used to go to Green Bay when it was 10 degrees above zero and wear the short sleeve shirts. I'm surprised you didn't come out in this game with a long sleeve sweatshirt just to show them.
Well, that short sleeve shirt was a psychological ploy on my part. It never worked. My arms were frozen when I threw the ball. Dallas is inside the 20 here, Frank, and it's interesting. There's a whole new offense inside the 20. This is a third down situation. They have passes specifically for this area because the defense has changed down here, and Dallas is now in the shotgun.
3rd and 6. Danny White, protection is good. Pass is complete. Dorsett at the 5. Out of bounds, 2-yard line.
There's a yellow hanky back there, and it's a holding. When it's ever in the backfield back there, as a quarterback, you just shake your head.
Is that all you do, shake your head?
Shake your head because you know you're got something wrong somewhere.
And it's usually against you. Your team. Beautiful throw, though.
Good route, good throw.
But all for naught. We'll get the call here from the official, Gene Barth.
61 offense, holding, still 3rd down.
Call one against Jim Cooper.
Dallas is in a long yardage situation now, and of course they like to go on the in routes either to Butch Johnson or Tony Hill coming in over the middle. They've got to get the 16 yards. You don't want to throw an interception, give up a possible field goal, or get a trap. The quarterback doesn't want to get trapped or throw an interception and give up the 3 points, but you still want to go in for the touchdown if you can.
3rd down, 16 for the first down. They are not going shotgun this time. Danny White steps
Tony
back
Hill's wide open,
but he couldn't get it away. Ball comes out. Play was whistled dead. Bring it back to the 30-yard line. 4th down.
Tony broke open late.
Now, Danny obviously having a little trouble locating his receivers tonight. Is that first game jitters, or is that the Packer rush?
Well, it's a little bit of both. The routes, the rush, the pressure, it's just hard to pinpoint the exact problem. In this case, the rush was right there.
One of the Cowboy players was shaken up and is being tended to at the 20-yard line, so we've got a timeout.
I used to get shaky when he was down.
Can't understand why. This will be a 48-yard field goal attempt. What do we say about Septien taking the night off? Charlie Waters will hold. Raphael gets it away. It is long enough. It is good. Cowboys lead it with the score. Dallas 3, Green Bay nothing. Let's pause. Number 25. 48-yard field goal by Septien, who looked in midseason form on that one. Here, look at this kickoff. 5 yards deep. Thompson runs it out to the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Threading his way through there nicely. Winds up at the 28-yard line before he's dropped.
That kick was so long, Dallas had a tendency to relax there, and they shouldn't have brought it out that far. He was 5 yards deep in the end zone. That gives the ball was a little low, which is not the way you want it. The higher, the longer. In the end zone, 5 yards like that, you want to hold a team inside the 30. But when you can kick it in the end zone, you can do better than the 30-yard line.
Word on Dorsett is that they had the wind knocked out of him. Nothing serious, and we'll be back in the ball game. Atkins and Ivory, the Green Bay setbacks behind Lynn Dickey. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Atkins jammed up. We've got a report from the field. Let's go down to Jim Brinson. Well, we thought I had a report from Jim. We'll get that shortly. Larry Bethea has come into the Cowboy lineup, part of that front four. He's been looking good so far.
Larry's had a great offseason. He's worked hard all offseason, went to training camp, and took it out on everybody in training camp, and he's had a great training camp.
It is 2nd, call it 9. Packers at their 29. John Dutton is also in the Cowboy defensive line, and that, of course, is at a tackle position this year. Dickey swinging it out to Ivory, and Ivory is caught behind the line of scrimmage. Outstanding defensive play by Mike Hagman.
Mike has had a good training camp. He's been where he's supposed to be, on not making mistakes on defense. He's hustling, he's moving, and he's fighting for that strong side linebacker position. You know, Ivory's an interesting case. He was a #1 draft choice. He was hurt last year. He's got all the potential in the world, and if Green Bay can get Ivory healthy and Atkins, their offense is going to be vastly improved. Also, if Dickey will stay healthy.
He was their leading rusher and pass receiver in preseason last year, and then tore up his knee 3 plays into the regular season. Dickey out of the shotgun. Paul Kaufman, the tight end, was the intended receiver, incomplete. Why do you think it has taken so long for some of these teams to go to the shotgun, as apparently several, like Green Bay, are going this year?
I think it's a complete transition for a team, and no one likes to change that drastically. You got to watch it work, see how other teams use it. In our case, they've watched Dallas, and they've thought of the advantages of it, and they gradually have gone to it. It has some advantages, especially in the passing game, and that's where it's primarily at its best, in the passing game on 3rd down.
Rick Engels, who authored a 50-yarder last time up, doing the punting. Wade Manning is deep. This one is considerably shorter, off the side of his foot, and out of bounds near midfield. So the Cowboys will wind up with excellent field position, as they're going to spot it in Green Bay territory at the 48-yard line.
Pick of the battle with Springs and Newhouse.
Newhouse is still in the backfield, has come back in after being winded earlier, so he recovered rather quickly. He's in the tailback slot. Oop, little confusion there. Dorsett wound up with the football, but no place to go as he dives forward to the 46. A flag is down. And again, being the first preseason game, you're going to see a lot more flags than you do normally. And that's, you know, to be expected.
Holding is a tough one, though. On a running situation, they've got to really be looking, those referees, when they start calling holding in a running situation. One thing about a great running back like Tony, and all the great running backs in the league, their fullbacks do a lot of blocking for them. Fullback's the key blocker when you're in the I formation, where you have the 2 backs lined up in the backfield right behind each other, and you need a fullback to block. And this training camp, Dallas is trying to keep their fullbacks healthy, but also work on the blocking. And Laidlaw, Newhouse, and Springs can win a job by their blocking, not only their receiving, but their running. Blocking is just as important with a back like Dorsett in your backfield.
That's the 3rd holding penalty the Cowboys have been nailed on here in the first period, which still has almost 6 minutes to go. It is 1st and 20 with the ball now back to the 42-yard line in Dallas end of the field. Butch Johnson wide to the right side. Hill is off to the left. Here comes Dorsett. Tony wants to carry the ball 20 to 25 times this year, and indications are that he may get his wish. A lot of people feel, Roger, the Cowboys are going to be more run-oriented this year.
I think we've always tried to be run-oriented. It's based on the defense, how the defense is playing. I think the defense this year has been the positive sign in training camp with the defensive line, the question mark at cornerbacks as far as health is concerned. Coach Landry's working with the defense. The defense is doing their job and getting you the ball, and you can run. The games are close, and Dallas likes to run.
2nd and 15. Dorsett picked up 5 on that last carry. The ball is at the 47-yard line. Danny White calling the signals for the Cowboys. Excellent protection this time. Gets it away. Great catch by Tony Hill. Boy, you talk about concentration. Hill had it there. And the Cowboys are very close to a first down at the 39. However, we've got a flag down back at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be against Green Bay. Offside is the preliminary indication, so the game, I believe, will stand.
Well, that was an excellent catch. The linebacker just barely tipped the ball. It was a good throw, and Tony concentrated on that football, and it was a great catch.
Officials mark it at the 39 as Doug Cosby rushes into the huddle from across the field. It will be I believe, a short yardage situation coming up. Penalty is declined. 3rd down for the Cowboys. They have less than a yard needed for the first down inside the 40. Call this play for me.
Well, I would say it'll be a Dorsett off tackle safe.
Is that safe?
Safe. Laidlaw lead block. No.
You're changing your mind.
Wrong formation for that. The
Laidlaw
formation
picked up the first down. What told you about that?
Formation told me as soon as Laidlaw shifted back to the tight backfield. That was a counter play. They faked off tackle to the left, and Laidlaw, the line was going that way, and Laidlaw went counter back the other way, which is a very well-used short yardage play for the Cowboys. It's just a misdirection play going back away from the way you're shifted.
First down now at the 37-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Clock ticking away with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Tony Hill takes the towel out of his trousers, wipes the perspiration off his face as he splits wide to the left side. Johnson is flanked to the right. That's Butch in motion. Here is a handoff to Laidlaw, and Laidlaw plowing forward inside the 40 to the 30, rather, to the 29-yard line. Jim Brinson is down in the field. Let's get a report.
All right, Frank, quick note about Scott Laidlaw. The inside at Thousand Oaks, California, when I was there, was that Scott was performing the best of the fullbacks between Newhouse and also Ron Springs, who's trying to also accomplish that fullback spot. Laidlaw looking good so far. Another quick item, when Tony Dorsett leaves at the tailback spot, it'll be Larry Brinson, also a new position for him. Back to you.
2nd and 2. Cowboys at the 29-yard line. They've dominated play, holding the ball most of the contest. Again, it's Laidlaw, and again the Cowboys have a first down at the 25. He's playing like a man who is fighting for his job.
He ran over number 72 before, which is Lathrop, who isn't a linebacker. That was a defensive lineman, so he's hitting tough, and Tony's running hard.
Nice stepping. Excellent drive by Laidlaw. First down, nose of the ball, just inside the Cowboy, or rather the Green Bay 25-yard line. White looking right, going back left, lets it go long. Tony Hill is down there in the end zone, but out of bounds.
That play was directed towards Tony. They double-teamed Tony over there. The safety and also the cornerback had him inside out, and Danny had nowhere to throw the ball, so he threw it away.
There are those who have said that Danny will throw a lot more to his running backs than you did, that you went for the downfield receivers more. Is that a valid point?
Well, it could happen that way. It's a situation game and a strategy game, and the running backs are important, and we've hit our running backs, but I think Danny can throw it downfield as well as anyone. But if you have a ball control team, you want to hit your running backs more.
2nd and 10. Dorsett on the delay. Tony lost the ball. Fumble at the 22-yard line. No indication yet from the officials. Packers recover the fumble by Dorsett at the 22. Paul Rudzinski, number 58, made the hit. Warm night at Texas Stadium. Game time temperature at 95 degrees. Cowboys leave tomorrow. Back to Thousand Oaks. They'll face the Rams next Saturday night at Anaheim in a replay of the NFC Championship game. Dickey has gone all the way at quarterback. Eddie Lee Ivory on the carry out to the 26-yard line. Eddie Lee Ivory, while he was at Georgia Tech, once ran the football for 356 yards in a single game against the Air Force. That's the NCAA current single-season rushing record.
They are really high on Eddie Lee, and the injury last year set him back, but he came to training camp healthy and renewed, and he's had a good training camp, and he ran well last week against San Diego.
Bill Rowe, number 90, the Cowboys' top draft pick this year, a third-round choice, is in the game in the right side linebacker position, so he's getting his first test, and Bruce Huther is playing in the middle. Again, it's Ivory, this time around the left side, and good pursuit by John Dutton. Number 78 made the stop. He's close to the first down at the 32-yard line. So Ivory has had a busy first period so far.
You know, it's nice to see people in and out with a Dutton coming in for a Cole or a Thornton coming in for a Jones, and having that depth on your defensive line is nice, and it's going to be the real positive force in our defense is that defensive line this year. Did I say our defense? Excuse me.
You're going to say that? Huh? It's going to be a long time.
Come on, Frank.
Well, let's see. For the record, you went till a minute 28 left in the first quarter before you said R. Tip by Huther, almost intercepted. Intended at the 45-yard line by Lofton. Mitchell had him well covered. Huther got the tip. Mitchell almost got the interception.
Yeah. Green Bay puts their tight end on one side, brings him across to try to confuse the Cowboy defense. They're doing a good job adjusting. Bruce Huther was right back in his area and right where he should be.
It is 2nd and 10 for the Pack at their 33-yard line. Lofton is wide to the left side. They put Thompson in the slot inside of him. Both receivers off to the left. Dickey, swing pass out to Ivory, and Eddie Lee is buried at the 30-yard line. Be a loss in the play of a couple of yards. Aaron Mitchell coming up from that cornerback position. And Mitchell has had himself an outstanding first period so far. The rap on Aaron in the past has been maybe at times he gets a little bit too out of control.
He's a very aggressive player. With more experience, he can channel that aggressiveness in a positive way. And this is his second year, and he's already starting to show signs of channeling that aggressive. You like to have an aggressive guy, but it's got to be channeled in the right direction.
3rd and 12 for the Packers with the ball marked at the 30-yard line. No serious threat so far by Green Bay. Cowboys lead it 3-0. Shotgun. Ball is tipped in the air and short of the intended receiver, Ivory. Big rush that time. And it was Dexter Clinkscale, number 24, who came breezing through from the safety position. He's a Cowboy rookie trying to make the grade on the blitz.
A blitz in the shotgun formation is tough. Someone's got to pick it up. Green Bay keeps both running backs back in the backfield, which is not a real plus in the shotgun. You want them up close to the line of scrimmage so they can get out quick.
Ingalls back to punt. Manning is deep for the Cowboys. 33 seconds left. Of course, you figure one team ought to be able to defense the shotgun. It's Dallas because they see it in practice every day. Good kick. Ingalls driving Manning back to his 18-yard line. 20, 25. Wade is up to the 29 and crunched at that point. Pretty good coverage by the Green Bay specialty teams.
In the kicking game, you go in for hang time. How long that ball hangs in the air. That's a good one to run back right there. It's a long kick, but it's low. Plenty of time to get in position to run it back. So Dallas should have had a good chance to run that one back. The punt was long, but it gave us a chance to run it back.
Well, Ingalls has gotten off punch now of 50, 24, and 52 yards, so he's been a little bit inconsistent. David Beverly was their regular punter last year. Ingalls trying to beat him out of a job. Probably see wholesale Cowboy substitutions at the end of the first quarter. 1st and 10, Dallas ball from the 29-yard line. Brinson has come in at the tailback spot, replacing Tony Dorsett. That's Billy Joe Dupree on the receiving end of that throw at the 40-yard line.
Now, Billy Joe did a great job there. The play was intended for Butch Johnson. It was a play-action fake. Butch was picked up by the defensive cornerback and the safety, and there was a hole there that Billy Joe turned out. Billy Joe was a secondary receiver, found the hole, and Danny found Billy Joe. It was a good execution.
I think of lineup changes as we go along here. Well, Hill's still in there, so is Butch Johnson. Obviously, Danny White is still in there. Brinson at the tailback spot, coupled with Scott Laidlaw in the backfield. Butch Johnson in motion. Larry Brinson trying to get outside. Wrestled down at the 40. We get a flag. That could be a face mask.
Casey Merrill for Green Bay forced that problem there. He did a good job. He came across quick and took away the guards that were pulling, and Tony had no help out in front.
You'll see a face mask here coming up against Brinson, which will cost him. It was Merrill that hit him initially. There's the face mask.
Face mask, 38 defense, 1st down.
Estes Hood, Packer defensive back. Oh, that's a 1st down for the Cowboys after the walk-off, an automatic 1st down with the ball at the 45-yard line. Cowboys still in their end of the field.
Well, it's got some new receivers in there.
Yeah, I got a new, well, a bunch of new linemen, as a matter of fact, too. There's a pass completed over at the 45-yard line. Jackie Flowers, Cowboy draft choice, out of Florida State. Let's go down to the field for a report from Jim Brinson.
Thank you, Frank. Just a quick update on the weather situation. Temperature has only dropped 1 degree since the start of game time. It is now 91 degrees on the field instead of 92. Back to you.
You've got your own thermometer down there, do you?
It's warm, believe me.
Here's the replay. Good catch here by Flowers. You think the Cowboys... Well, let's reel off this play, and I'll ask you that question. 1st and 10, White with good protection. Laidlaw. We get a penalty marker.
Green Bay doubled the outside receivers again, and they might have just held up Webster a little bit too long that time. But Webster pushed off. Webster ran in the defensive back, so it could have gone either way.
Penalty will be against the Cowboys.
Yeah, the cornerback came up and hit Webster, but Webster pushed off, so they called it on Webster.
.1440. We're still in the first minute of the second period. Let's get the call from the referee.
Offensive pass interference, number 82. First down.
Jackie Flowers.
Jackie Flowers it was.
Jackie and Stan Webster, two fine receivers that came to Dallas early to work out and have shown well in training camp, and they're fighting for a chance to make this football team.
We're going to try to pick up as many of these substitutes as we can, but keep in mind that each team has 83 players on their roster coming into this game. Here's Brinson on the sweep. Down to the 50, 45, and down to the 43-yard line. Still short of the first down, of course, because of the penalty. It was a 1st and 20 situation. He got back 12 of the 20. Cowboys have a lot of new offensive linemen in there. Shaw's in there, Wells, Peterson, Grimmett, Andy Frederick. Here's the replay.
Well, Scott Laidlaw is leading the Larry Brinson. Again, it's important for that fullback, and he gets it. Scott's got a great block there. Larry, former fullback, now going for that tailback spot behind Tony Dorsett, cuts inside off of Laidlaw's block and gets some good yardage.
2nd down and 8. Cowboys in Green Bay territory again, this time at the 43-yard line. Laidlaw up the middle, and Scott gets it down to the 37-yard line. That'll still be short of the first down. They need to net the 34 to pick up the first down.
That's your basic draw play. Keep them honest.
Dan Reeves, of course, is calling the plays tonight, although Tom Landry is on the sidelines. Do you think Reeves and Landry will differ much?
I think the philosophy of the team is going to dictate not a great deal of difference. The system's the same for both of them, and Dallas does certain things in certain situations. It'll be somewhat similar.
3rd down. Cowboys need 3 for the first down. They're operating from the 37-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. White throwing on 3rd and 3. Deep drop. Dupree over the middle, and Billy Joe has the first down at the 30-yard line. Familiar crossing pattern that...
Well, that was a bit of a delay. Billy Joe just stayed at the line of scrimmage for a few seconds and delayed over the middle, and everybody got the linebackers back deep, and they needed 3 yards, and he got it.
Is that what the play is designed to do, basically? Get those linebackers?
Just let them get back, throw it in front of them, and get the 3 yards. Billy Joe can run with the football. He's tough to bring down. He's like a big tree.
Nose of the football is down to the 29-yard line.
Ron Springs is coming in.
This will be Springs' first appearance. He, of course, is being touted as the Cowboy fullback of the future in a battle with Robert Newhouse and Scott Laidlaw for that #1 job. Brinson lost it. Green Bay gets it. Nothing but green shirts around the football at the 24-yard line. And the Cowboys cough it up for the 2nd time.
The ball down, Thompson might be hurt again. That's the one pass the receiver doesn't like. High and over your head, because your ribs start feeling it before you're even hit.
They usually say something to you when they come back?
Oh, they give you a dirty look at least.
2nd and 10. Pack at their 37-yard line. They're still looking to score their first point of the season. They're almost 6 quarters deep into their season. There's another sideline pass, and that one's almost picked off. Mitchell was over there again. Thompson, the intended receiver. And Aaron had some help over on the far side from Dexter Clinkscale.
Clinkscale did had a lot of range on that play. Dickey sets up strong. It's a basic sideline pass. He's got good protection. Throws it out. Clinkscale came over and helped a great deal. He's got good range for a safety.
Sammy Lee Johnson, number 39, the ex-San Francisco 49er, has now come into the Packer lineup at a running back position. He's coupled with Atkins. Atkins actually in the slot off to the left on the shotgun formation on 3rd and 10. Flags down.
Reverse.
Double reverse. Thompson, but a flag is down. Thompson at the 45, 50, 45, 35, down to the 27-yard line. What did you see there, anything? Penalty-wise?
I saw a yellow flag, and I saw Lynn Dickey bend over and hit the ground. So it's against Green Bay. It's probably a legal procedure. Now there's a couple of Green Bay players clapping, so maybe it was...
Well, looks like it's going to stand up. It's going to be against the Cowboys.
Defense offside. Number 79 refused. First down.
Oh, I see why Dickey was mad. He tried to block right there. And Dickey tried to block.
Andre Thompson, with the biggest gainer of the night for the Packers, moves them down to the 27-yard line.
Now, that's a good play. We run a sweep off of that shotgun, but we have never run reverse. That was an excellent play, and I'm sure we might put that in, Dallas might put that in their repertoire.
You're telling me you don't have it? Ivory. Halfback pass way overthrown, intended for Lofton. Thurman was the closest man to it. Dickey is now 6 out of 11.
You know, Green Bay has expressed a lot of faith in their offensive line. It's been one of their strengths, their offensive line. And
this is Ivory.
Aaron Mitchell.
Got a
Good
piece
play.
of his head, did Mitchell. Then Huther got him.
Aaron should have hit him a little bit lower.
He was trying. 2nd and 10. Good rush by Harvey Martin, but he gets it away to Atkins at the 20. Steve Atkins is inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I think Rowe was out of position on that. Atkins was wide open. Rowe must have been going one way, and he should have been going the other way.
That's a first down for the Green Bay Packers at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal to go. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Yeah, the back is he's just too wide open. There's a mistake back there. It looks like Rowe missed the defense. Someone missed the defense.
So the Packers with a golden scoring opportunity, a chance to move ahead in this game with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half. Cowboys leading 3-0. Sammy Lee Johnson, I believe, down to around the 5. Brunig making the stop for the Cowboy defense.
Okay, Green Bay can keep Dickey healthy. Sammy Lee Johnson is
That's Atkins. That's not Johnson.
coming to help him. Atkins was hurt last year and is a fine running back. Ivory, Barty Smith, they're all healthy again. So Green Bay could to be explosive in their running game if they can keep Dickey honest with the pass.
You realize there's preseason for announcers too, and we miss identifications and things of that sort, just like players. 2nd down, goal to go. Ball is at the 4. Atkins. Nothing. That'll set up 3rd and goal to go. Left side looked pretty tough. Cowboy defensive line.
I'd say this is really a interesting situation. You're 3rd and 4. You're on the 9-yard line. It's a tough call.
They're now down to the 4-yard line. Again, there's so
Down
many
to the
markings down to the field because of the soccer markings.
That's what I said. It's 3rd and 4. We're on the 4-yard line.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I
who's the
for
9-yard
sure
line?
I heard you say 3rd and 4 from the 9-yard line. You never thought that down on the field, did you? When you're on the 4-yard line.
If you throw the ball here, you just want to make sure that it's either complete or it's out of the end zone.
They're not throwing it. They give it to Johnson. Johnson trying to get outside and dragged down. Back at the 8-yard line by Dexter Klingscale. Well, let's hear it for Dexter. He's trying to win a job, and he has been very impressive tonight. This guy could be another Cliff Harris or something. Who knows? Free agent and all.
He's been impressive in training camp. Green Bay is looking for their first points of the preseason. They were held scoreless against San Diego last week, so this could get them psychologically on the right track. You want to get some points, especially you get this close.
Ball is now a field goal attempt. 23-yard effort trying to match Septien's 48-yard shot earlier. He has it blocked on him. It was Too Tall Jones, 72. Big Too Tall Jones came blowing through the middle of the line, got his arms up, reached that 6'9" up. And that's another area where Too Tall is going to be helpful.
Too Tall was very awesome in the specialty area, especially against field goals or extra points.
From Texas Stadium, after that Too Tall Jones block, the Cowboys recover, of course, and take over at their 10-yard line. And Glenn Carano has come into the lineup for the Cowboys at quarterback for the first time. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left to play. Tom Landry has indicated that Carano and Danny White would both see considerable action tonight. Let's see who we've got in their running backs. Brinson, number 36, is in at the tailback position, and Ron Springs is in at the fullback. Here's Springs. Out close to the 15-yard line and fighting for every yard. Springs, of course, a great versatile back and perhaps the best 5th-round draft choice the Cowboys ever had.
Ron had a tremendous year at Ohio State his junior year. He had some injury problems his senior year, so he was a find in the draft. Dallas had their eye on him and got a blue chipper in a fairly late round.
2nd down, 4 needed for the 1st down. Take a look at Glenn Carano. Hasn't thrown a pass in regular season. Has seen a bit of action in preseason.
Glenn's into his 4th year. This will be the most action he'll see since coming with the Cowboys this preseason. He'll play a lot this preseason. He's worked hard. He's in good shape. He's tall. He's strong, and he's going to be an excellent backup to Danny.
What are his strong suits, would you say?
His overall strong arm is a real plus for him. He's smart. He works hard. He stays in good shape. I think his arm is a real asset, and he's a smart quarterback. Danny White is a smart quarterback. They both have good instincts, and they've picked up the Cowboy system very quickly.
3rd down. Cowboys need a yard for the 1st down with the ball at the 19-yard line. Springs trying to dive for it, and I don't know if he made it. That'll be close. Official timeout here. We may need a measurement. Let's see. White in the 1st half, 4 out of 7 for 43 yards. Sure.
I remember on these close 3rd down plays, Tarkenton was a master at this. He would start arguing with the referee and kick the ball with his foot.
Oh, come on.
I saw it.
Kick the ball with his foot?
Saw it. Kicked it with his foot. Get that extra inch. They come out and measure it, and every inch counts in these close 3rd down situations.
Well, that's about as close as it could be.
He didn't make it.
Yep. Another inch might have done it. 4th down, and the punting unit comes on.
See, that that hurts Glenn as much as anybody. Quarterback likes to get in there, get a couple of 1st downs, run the ball, and get something going, and you miss that close. You think about it for quite a while.
Bob Petard comes in to do the punting on a 4th and 1. Deep man is Jaffus White. Jaffus White, number 25, played his college football at Texas A&I. Late round draft choice, and the Packers are very high on him. Johnny Gray drops back also as a short man. White moving up to the 40. He fumbles the ball at the 45, and I believe he got it back. Yes. Packers recover 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Oh, we got a flag down. Flag is down back at the line of scrimmage as you see White fumble the ball.
Oh, that head went up just when the ball got there. I guess the moon got in his eyes.
Then he kneed it forward about 5 yards.
Ineligible, number 91, downfield on the kick, refused. 1st down.
Cowboys had someone off the line of scrimmage quickly. Penalty is refused. New quarterback for the Packers, Bill Troop, former Baltimore Colt.
Yeah, Bill's big night was on Monday Night Football when they beat New England. Bill Troop, Joe Washington night.
I think I can also tell you his worst night on Monday Night Football, which was here in this stadium. You remember that?
I sure do.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Straight up the middle.
Dennis Thurman's back there. He's an aggressive guy. He doesn't have a lot of size, but he's got good instincts. When he played at SC, he was where the ball was all the time, and he's had that same trait with Dallas. He's a gritty guy, and he's got good football sense.
Samuel Lee Johnson on that last carry. He was shaken up earlier. Is back in the game. Picked up 2. It'll be 2nd down 8. Ron Cassidy wide to the right side. Young wide receiver. Here's Johnson on the carry, and a big hit back at the 40-yard line. None other than Aaron Mitchell, number 34.
Aaron Mitchell, in this replay, you can see the reason Aaron was up there, he had some help deep. he came up to get the short area, and he saw the screen. That's the defense you don't like to throw the quick screen into, because the cornerback comes up quick and you have help deep.
3rd down and 13 after the loss. Packers from their 43. We started to mention about Troop. He was the quarterback in the Monday night game, which the Cowboys buried the Baltimore Colts. He got the job on about a day's notice when Burt Jones was injured, I believe, in their last preseason game 3 or 4 years ago. From the shotgun, Troop gets it away, but virtually no chance at all to complete that forward pass. Big rush, pass intended for Ricky Patton, number 30.
Cowboys bring in their unusual defense on 3rd down. They have 4-men rush. They have Charlie came in the game, Wade Manning. They have a couple of extra backs, and it's strictly a passing defense, and they play it well.
Mike Richardson, number 37, Cowboy rookie from East Texas State, standing back in his 10-yard line as Ingalls will do the punting. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for the Cowboys. Put the big rush on. He got it away, and it's a good kick.
Excellent run.
Richardson at his 8-yard line out to the 10, 15, and stopped short of the 20. 4:42 left to play in the first half. With the score, the Cowboys 3. Temperature is still 90 degrees as we approach halftime. Glenn Carano into the quarterback position for the Cowboys. Running back tandem is Larry Brinson and Ron Springs. Carano back to throw his first pass of the day, and Brinson looked a little surprised that it came that quickly.
The tight end now is Jay Salty. They're in excellent shape at tight end with Dupree and Salty and Doug Cosby. Of course, Jay's Mr. Everything. He plays flanker, wide receiver. He on specialty teams. He's now in there at tight end. Again, that situation there, Glenn was going to the wide receiver. They took him away, and he had to come back to the back late.
2nd and 10. Webster to the left side. Jackie Flowers off to the right. Springs.
Great run.
Out to the 25-yard line. Running with a lot of authority. Picking up 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd down 4. You know, you've spent almost a half now up here in the broadcast booth. You get a different feel for the game, a lot different feel than you do now on the...
You can see so much. It's just that you don't have the time to really get into too much detail. It's a great view. When you're on the field, you're looking out towards the defense. It's a lot different from looking up high. And, of course, that's part of the game itself and the experience you have as a quarterback. Being able to fight those guys when they're straight on with you.
3rd down. Cowboys need 4 for the first down. Carano straight back into the pocket. Almost throws it into the arms of a defender. That pass was almost intercepted. Robert Barber, number 70. Defensive end of the Packers.
Of course, Mike Butler made a good play on that. He looked like he swiped Glenn's arm. Watch Butler, number 77, come in from this left side right here, and he's a fine pass rusher along with Ezra Johnson with Green Bay, and he gets in the way of the ball right there, and that makes it tough.
Punting situation for the Cowboys. 4th down and 3. Petard's punt taken by White at the 40. Up to midfield into Dallas territory. 46-yard line.
A low punt like that, catching on the run is very dangerous. Dangerous for the defense if he catches it, and dangerous for the offense if he drops it.
First cut down, by the way, is due August 19th. The teams have to be down to 60, and they're at 83 right now. It's a pretty good run back here. It gives the Packers their best field position of the day.
He had guts.
A lot of rookies on the Cowboys specialty teams. As you said, that's where they get a chance to show their initial stuff. Officials have it marked at the 46-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Bill Troop is the Green Bay quarterback. Shot over the middle. It is complete. Down to the 20-yard line. Pass completion. The tackle is made by Eric Hurd, and the reception goes to Andre Thompson.
Hurt was playing a little bit loose in first down, and receiver got inside of him. Good protection. First down, the linebackers are playing a little cautious. They're not back there, so Hurd has a man-to-man. Thompson does a good job catching the ball. And
Packers knocking on the door again. They've got their #1 receivers in there. New running back in there for the Packers, Vicky Ray Anderson, number 44, on that carry to the 12-yard line. Pickup of 8. What can I tell you about Vicky Ray Anderson? He's from Oklahoma, and he's a rookie.
he's looking for a job. There's a good block by the halfback. He goes through the small gap and gets about 8 yards.
Ricky Patton, number 30, is the tailback. Anderson is the fullback. It is 2nd and 2 Packers. From the 12-yard line of the Cowboys, Ricky Patton to about the 11-yard line. Patton has been in the league before with the Atlanta Falcons. And the Packers picked him up last year when they were in such desperate shape for running backs. Have the 2-minute warning coming up shortly. Green Bay last year had 8 knee operations and 1 broken arm. And you can imagine the problems they had. They were 5-11 last season after a very impressive year the season before. So it was a major disappointment. They feel they can contend this year. But Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders in midseason form here in the first preseason game of 1980. We're down to the 2-minute warning. Cowboys lead the Packers 3-0, but Green Bay has a chance to go to intermission ahead in this game if they can push across a touchdown. They have a 3rd and 1 coming up at the Dallas 11-yard line. Combination of first and second teamers in there for the Cowboys right now. Bob Brunig, the regular middle linebacker, is in there. So is Mitchell. Anderson diving over the right side. I believe he's got the first down. Seeing Brunig in there reminds me that he lost a roommate this year, didn't he? And picked up another quarterback.
Danny replaced me behind the center and replaced me as Bob's roommate. This is really a tight. The linemen are in tight. The Cowboys are in the short yardage defense, and it's just head on head. You got to hit the guy solid in the air, or you don't stop it. It's a tough situation, 3rd and 1, and you just got to guess right.
First down, goal to go. Second time the Packers have been in this situation here in the second period. Last time the Cowboys held and then blocked the field goal attempt. Troop handing off to Vicky Lee Anderson. Anderson slipping as he cuts inside the 10-yard line. Got a yard or so to the 8. Bill Rowe, number 90, coming up to make the stop. 3rd-round draft pick for the Cowboys. And their first choice, and the Packers now will utilize a timeout to stop the clock. Times the post in the Salesmanship Club Series back in the glory years during the 60s. Second down, goal to go. From the 8-yard line, Troop has had his conference with Bart Starr. And will throw. Far sideline, it is Thompson. Touchdown. Green Bay leads 6-3. Got away from Aaron Mitchell that time.
Well, Aaron had some help from Klingscale over there, and Aaron was should have been outside, covering him outside because he had help on the inside, but he...
Got to be a big moment for Thompson.
Here's the pass out there. Klingscale's out there giving Aaron some help, but Aaron lets him get outside of him. With help like that, you shouldn't have done that. He has help to the inside, so he should stay outside.
There's Bart Starr, 6th year head coach of the Green Bay Packers, and many say a man on the spot this year that the Packers have to come through, or he conceivably could be out of a job. Left-handed, or rather left-footed, Tom Burney pumps the extra point through the uprights, and with 1:06 left to play in the first half, the Packers lead the Cowboys 7-3. Ron Springs is also back there deep. It'll be to Richardson at about the goal line. The rookie is out to the 10, 15, 20. Stopped at the 23, 1st and 10. Al, here's an area that you excelled in, the 2-minute offense. You've got 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go. What changes here in the offense?
Well, the shotgun formation is used primarily in the 2-minute. The Cowboys work on it in training camp. They spend a lot of time on it. There's specific plays. You want to know how many timeouts you have. You know what position on the field, down and distance. You call 2 plays in the huddle. If the first one's incomplete, you get back. If you complete the first one, you run up to the ball. So there's a lot of lot of strategy changes because of the 2 minutes and working against the clock that you have to be ready for.
So Carano brings him out in the shotgun formation. 1st and 10. Cowboys at their 23-yard line, down now by a score of 7-3 in this contest. Little flip pass goes out to Dorsett, who's back in the lineup, and Tony carries it beyond the 35 to the 37. You also didn't mention the fact that you get to call your own plays in the 2-minute offense.
Well, you call some of them. It just depends on if you have a timeout or a ball goes out of bounds. But Cowboys have 3 timeouts, so they can work the clock well right now.
Back to live action again. Carano with a lot of time. Finally tries to drill it over the middle. Jay Saldi, the intended receiver. It was almost picked off by Gary Weaver, number 52, the Green Bay linebacker.
The defense really dictates what you do in the 2 minutes. Now, Green Bay is keeping their 3-man front end, so it's kind of a prevent defense. If they bring in that extra lineman, then they're in a more of a gambling type defense. And, of course, Dallas will call plays against either one of those defenses. Sometimes if the coach doesn't see it, then the quarterback has to change it based on who's in the game.
2nd down 10. Cowboys at their 37. The clock has run down to 35 seconds. Got to go long here?
I'd something deep over the middle and call a timeout. There's plenty of time to go.
Well, Carano again flushed out of the pocket, tries to go deep over the middle. Webster, the intended receiver, and we get a flag downfield. I think it was Estes Hood, who might be flagged for the interference call.
Yeah, that's on Hood. He pushed Webster as he went inside.
So that's a break. 6 seconds run off the clock, down to 29 seconds it goes. Cowboys still have all 3 of their timeouts left should they choose to use them.
Preston's back in there looking in the pocket, the block. Glenn gets back deep. In the spread, you can get back deeper.
Defensive holding, number 38, 1st down.
Holding against Estes Hood, the defensive back, so the Cowboys pick up the 1st down at the 42-yard line. It was not pass interference, which would have given the Cowboys the ball considerably further downfield. Cowboys have the rookie wide receivers in there. Flowers to the left side. Webster to the right. Carano looking to Webster, and this one was intercepted and dropped right in the hands of Mike Douglas, number 53, the Green Bay linebacker, who couldn't hold it.
Tony was out in that area also, and Glenn was trying to go to Webster.
Strike you as strange as having Dorsett in the middle of the passing game here, where he normally doesn't figure in that?
Well, Tony caught 45 passes last year, and he's got the speed and acceleration. You get him the ball, he can make a lot of yards. He's starting to become more part of the passing game, and I think that's a real plus for the Cowboys.
2nd and 10. Cowboys at their 42-yard line. 24 seconds remaining on the clock in the first half of play. Glenn Carano in the shotgun. Intended for Dupree at the 45-yard line.
Green Bay's doing a good job. There's nobody wide open. There's some tight holes in there.
So the Cowboys will have a 3rd and 10. 19 seconds to go.
They've got a fine young linebacker that's made a couple plays in there now. John Anderson broke his arm last year, and 2 years ago he was a rookie and had a great year. So he's back healthy again, and Green Bay is using their linebackers in and out well tonight.
They've got quite a few #1 draft picks. One of their best linebackers is out of action, Rich Wingo. Carano pinned back at the 25-yard line. Mike Douglas, number 53, who has figured in this entire series of downs very prominently, making another big play for the Packers.
Tell you, Douglas, Hunt, when he's healthy, Wingo and Anderson and Weaver, they've got linebackers that can blitz. They've got linebackers that can play pass coverage, and that's a solid area for Green Bay.
Green Bay is going to call timeout with 4 seconds to go, so the Cowboys will have to punt. Got the tie off too, but not the hat.
Not the hat.
Cowboys get the punt away. Japhus White trying to run it down. Just falls on the ball, and time will run out at the end of the first half.
Just get away from the ball. A lot on his mind, and he's kept busy.
Bernie will kick off for the Green Bay Packers to start the second half. They lead it 7-3. Richardson is deep. Bernie's gotten some good kickoffs away, and this is another beauty. Steve Wilson, 10-15. After the 20, we get a flag.
That Dallas is looking for a big breakaway guy in the punting game or the kicking game. They haven't had one. Got Steve back there. Steve is...
Got a clip coming up here against the Cowboys, which will wipe out most of that run by Wilson and move the Cowboys back inside their 10-yard line. This is one thing quarterbacks hate, of course, is this type of field position to start a half.
Clipping, number 71 on the run back. First down.
So the clipping call against Andy Frederick, the Cowboys veteran tackle. It's Danny White back in at quarterback. Cowboys going with the number 1 unit here to start the second half. Butch Johnson wide to the left side. Tony Hill is wide to the right, and you've got Newhouse and Dorsett as your setbacks as they go from the split backfield to the I position. Johnson in motion. Newhouse out to the 9-yard line.
Butch is in motion coming down on the line of scrimmage. Dallas, the reason they move so many people around, it's to confuse the defense. The philosophy is to limit the ability of the defensive team to recognize your intentions and prepare for your attack. So if they're not sure by formation what you're going to do, it's tough to prepare for it. And Dallas is now using Butch in short motion. He's sending him into the other side of the field and also just a few steps down the line.
2nd and 8. Dorsett. Oh, he's exciting, even on a 3 or 4 yard gain. Tony that time taking it out to near the 15-yard line. First half of play, Cowboys rushed for 102 yards to Green Bay 69. Passing, Dallas 5 out of 13, Green Bay 10 out of 18. Here's that last play.
Tony can break it. He needs a block at the point of attack right here. No one takes 52 out of it. A good play by the cornerback.
It is 3rd down, and Dallas will need 2 for the first down. Ball is at the 16-yard line. Dorsett, of course, this year will try to become the first player in NFL history to rush for 1,000 yards 4 years straight. His first 4 years in the league. He's got enough.
Big 3rd and 2 play. You don't want to punt from back there. You want to keep the drive going.
Dorsett stopped just short of the 19-yard line. Tony with 39 yards on 6 carries in the first half of play.
Dallas is shuttling plays with the tight end. Makes Rafferty happy. He used to hate to shuttle those plays.
You ever find anybody that was happy to shuttle him?
No. That beat sitting on the bench, though.
1st and 10. Those are the ball just inside the 20-yard line. Newhouse up the middle. Robert to the 26-yard line. Staying low to the ground. Well, when he's healthy, he is tough, but he's had the big problems, of course, last year with the broken bone in his leg. First game.
Bob starts to go wide and cuts back to the middle of the soft spot. Good blocking there. Fitzgerald does a job. That whenever you cut back to that middle of that field in that 3-man front, you've got to get the man over center. That was Fitz's job, and he got him out of the way, and House got 7 yards.
2nd and 4. Cowboys going a quick count that time. Dorsett trying to get outside, bobbled the ball, but after the whistle, he was stopped perhaps for a loss of a yard in the play by John Anderson, the Green Bay outside linebacker, number 59, and a good one.
I'll tell you, Weaver 52 made a fine play over here on this side. Anderson over on the other side. The Green Bay's linebackers are good range. They remind me of Denver's linebackers. They could pursue, and they did a good job in pass defense.
3rd down. Cowboys need 5 for the first down. Ball is at the 25-yard line. Shotgun form. Danny looking downfield.
It's a delay.
Intended for Dorsett. He was covered by Weaver. Second position, and decided to give up the game.
Nice punt. Nice.
Very high. Beautiful hang time. White signaling for the fair catch. Blew it. And the Cowboys recover. It looked like number 70, Kirk Peterson, the rookie lineman. Yes, it was. Peterson on the recovery.
Nice.
So the Cowboys trying to take advantage of their second turnover of the night. They have field position at the Green Bay Packer 42-yard line as they start this drive with 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third period. Butch Johnson in motion across the backfield.
Play action pass.
Fake to Dorsett, going long for Tony Hill. Flag is down. Interference in the end zone. Mike C. McCoy, number 29, was back there with Tony Hill.
Mike McCoy had good position, but he just started leaning into Tony, lost the ball.
Well, let's see. They're bringing it back. Holding on the Cowboys, pass interference against the Packers.
It's good play action there. Faked an off-sweep pass to Tony and Tony Dorsett, and one deep to the left to Tony Hill. Now McCoy's back there in good position. He just loses the ball and then pushes Tony Hill. Good call.
Offsetting penalties, of course, so we're back to first down. 1st and 10, Cowboys at the 42-yard line. So we're playing it over. White going with the pass again. Tony Hill makes the reception. Beautiful job on the sidelines. Out of bounds at the 29, a pickup of 12, and a Dallas first down.
That's Tony's into a man-to-man situation over there, and Danny throws the ball well on anticipation. Tony keeps the feet inbound, and it's perfect execution right there. Defensive back's in good shape. You know, on first down, the Green Bay's bringing the cornerbacks up and the safeties back, and of course you can't hit that sideline play, and Danny goes to the back. That time they caught the number 29 McCoy man-to-man, and good execution.
Cowboys moving from the Green Bay 29-yard line. They've been down here several times, lost the ball and fumbles twice. Septien's 48-yard field goal, the only Dallas score. White again with good protection, overthrows. Butch Johnson, the ball tipped in the air, and finally called incomplete. 3 Packers had their hands on it, including Mike McCoy, number 29.
Butch was, the play action pass was the Cosby underneath and Butch over the middle, and Danny threw that just a little bit late to Butch. He looked at Cosby too long, and Butch had it a little bit earlier. And when Danny threw it, he threw it a little bit late and a little bit high.
Johnson with a big leap, couldn't get to it, and the Packers tipped it around.
Johnny Gray had it the first chance, and Gray bobbled it, and McCoy almost picked it up late.
2nd and 10, Cowboys at the Packer 29-yard line. White back to throw. Dorsett, as you saw, was the only running back. He's the safety valve. White going to run it. Motions downfield. That's for Saldi. He's got it at the 5. Steve Luke makes the stop, but it's 1st and goal for the Cowboys at the Packer 5-yard line. Good poise that time by White, didn't you think?
He not only had the poise that time, he also had the speed to get outside. Got around everybody instead of heading for the sidelines, getting 8 yards. He saw Jay downfield and got the big one. And Jay also came in front of the defensive back and did a good job.
So the Cowboys trying to regain the lead here midway in the 3rd period of play, trailing 7-3. 1st and goal to go. Nose of the ball just outside the 5-yard line. Dorsett cuts inside, loses the ball. Fumble down to the goal line.
Dallas got that one.
Dorsett fumbled the ball as he cut back in, and Saldi came up with the recovery. They'll spot it at the 1.
Tony started to go outside, cut back inside, and the ball was just ripped right out of his hand. Jay, who made the big play to set up the first down, comes up with another one.
2 big plays by Saldi in this drive, and a 2nd down, goal to goal from the 1-yard line. Short of the goal line. Cowboys did not get in as Scott Laidlaw tried to carry it across. Stopped by Rudzinski, number 58, and Estes Hood, number 38. 3rd down. What, a foot maybe?
This is where it's nice to have three people with the ability that Salty, Cosby, and Dupree have. You have three tight ends in the game. Salty is playing the tight flanker back, and you have Dupree and Cosby, and you have excellent blocking all the way down the line. Jay comes out to the left side this time.
Newhouse. Dorsett split in the backfield. Third down, goal to goal from the 1-foot line. Cosby led the charge that time. Newhouse trying to get over the top, and I don't think he made it.
Oh, that was close. That was mighty close.
The officials, the ones who count, and they say he did not get in. Rudzinski again and Steve Luke on defense. 4th down. One more shot at it for the Cowboys from inside 1 foot. So on that last play, the Cowboys started Cosby, the tight end, in motion to lead the interference. Crowd really alive now for the first time in this football game. Dorsett, touchdown, flag down. Penalty marker on the play. Offside, Green Bay, of course, declined. Touchdown, Dallas.
Well, Green Bay's gambling right here. They're looking for the inside run, and Rafferty's leading Dorsett outside, cleans up anything, and he walks in the end zone.
So the Cowboys have the...
Mike Douglas came limping off for Green Bay. He's had a great night at linebacker.
Skip Vernon will try the extra point. Charlie Waters to hold. Good. With the score, Dallas 10, Green Bay 7. They'll kick it off for the Cowboys with 8:08 left to play in the third period. Packers haven't had the ball yet here in the second half. Good possession drive. Set up, of course, by the fumble recovery. 2 big plays by Saldi. Andre Thompson 3 yards deep in the end zone out to the 10, 15. Thompson spins away from a tackler at the 20 and gets up to the 23-yard line.
Good coverage on the kickoff.
So 1st and 10 for the Packers, and they probably will go back, or will they? Won't be their entire first-string lineup for sure. They've got Patton in there at a running back position. John Thompson, the tight end. And Troop will continue at quarterback. Vicky Lee Anderson and Patton are the setbacks. This is the backfield they wound up the first half with. That did very well. Out to the 27-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play. Too Tall Jones helping out.
Got Manning over at the left cornerback, the great baseball player from Ohio State that has shown quickness and some good signs in the kicking game, and now at cornerback, and Steve Wilson's at the other corner. That's the area right now with Aaron and Benny questionable, that they need some help. They need somebody to step in there and do a good job, and especially some depth at cornerback.
Well, that defensive backfield of the Cowboys has been under the gun tonight. The Packers have been coming at them, not hesitant to throw the football at all. Here's Anderson. We were told that this young man would see a lot of action tonight, and the Packers are very high on him. Number 44 wears the same number as another former Anderson for Green Bay. Donnie, who had so many great years for the Packers. He's a rookie from Oklahoma, 24 years old. And they rate him a fine prospect. 3rd down. Packers need 2 for the first down at their 30.
Ed Jones has played a lot tonight. He's still in there. Larry Cole's now at defensive tackle, Randy White and Harvey. So the Cowboy line can help those cornerbacks by putting pressure on the quarterback.
Charlie Waters doing a lot of the defensive signal calling, back in that familiar role once again. Flag down as Patton gets the call and is stopped shy of the first down at the 31-yard line.
Vicky Ray Anderson blocked low on Charlie around the knees. Charlie was forcing the run, kept it inside, and of course Charlie wants to get tested on those knees. He had it at a scrimmage in training camp and tonight, and he's holding in there well.
Penalties against Dallas. Offside. So instead of being forced into a punting situation, the Packers will get a first down out of this. Referee Gene Barth walking off the 5 yards against the Cowboys, and the penalties have hurt tonight. Here's the official call from Barth.
79 defense, offside, first down.
Harvey Martin called on the offside.
Got Guy Prather at the middle linebacker and Savage the outside linebacker, so Didi's the only veteran in there at the linebacker position right now.
Cowboys have rookie or young wide receivers, and they're not necessarily rookies. Troop back to throw it, drills it over the middle, and the pass is complete. Nice catch right over the middle by Ron Cassidy, number 88.
He got in front of Steve Wilson, and the same play that was hit earlier in the touchdown drive, only on the other side.
Tell you, Troop looks pretty sharp tonight. He had all
Throws the
kinds
ball
of,
well. Steve Wilson's close by.
Troop had all kinds of problems in that Hall of Fame game last week up in Ohio, but he looked a lot sharper tonight.
Didi was zipping out to take away the sideline, and the receiver came inside, so he wasn't any help. Steve had him one-on-one.
1st and 10. Packers moving the ball. They're at the Cowboy 49-yard line. Anderson bulls forward inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
He tripped on the AstroTurf a little bit, but he kept his balance and got an extra yard or two.
You know, this field does have a very definite crown to it, doesn't it? Does it bother you as a player?
It takes a little bit getting used to, especially throwing the sideline passes. Of course, the running game, it doesn't bother.
Packers 2nd and 4. Ball at their 44-yard line, or rather at the Dallas 44-yard line. Patton gets it down to the 41, short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down, still 2, maybe 3 needed for the first down.
That 2nd and 4 is the ideal down. 2nd down, you have 4 yards to go. You can throw, you can play action pass, you can screen, you draw. You can use your whole game plan in 2nd and 4. And that's a key running situation that Dallas needs to improve on this year is the first down run, getting into 2nd 5, 2nd 4, so you can keep a defense off balance.
3rd down and 2 needed for the first down. Packers at the 41-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys leading 10-7. We're late in the 3rd period. The Cowboys preseason opener.
He didn't make it.
Ricky Patton trying to go over the top and is pushed back by the defensive charge.
I would say in preseason, Bart, it's a off tackle. The back's leading in the block, and the Prather made the play, the middle linebacker. That's his job, and he hit him square. Gained a yard and needed 2.
4th down, still the 2 needed for the first down. Packers are short a man here. Going in there quickly. Manning is deep.
Well, Bart's playing a little bit conservative tonight. 4th and 1 preseason. He's going to punt it out of bounds. Try to. It's in the end zone.
David Beverly, the Packers' regular punter, kicking here in the second half. That's his first effort. 40 yards on the boot.
In preseason especially, you like that sustained drive. 7 plays or more, keeping the ball in play, and you can judge your team better from a long drive. So they got 80 yards to go. Maybe they can do it here.
Nice pickup going wide around the right side for the Dallas Cowboys, and that is James Jones, number 23, the Cowboys' 2nd, 3rd round draft choice. He was one, of course, and Rule was the other, and this is Jones' first appearance, and they think he could perhaps be a backup for Tony Dorsett.
James is fighting for that position. James Jones is a rookie. He was drafted in the 3rd round. He's also an excellent receiver. That's another plus for him. He's not real big. He's a good receiver, and he's got some quickness.
Got another rookie in the backfield with him, Timmy Newsome, number 30, who was a late-round draft choice. Hill and Butch Johnson still the wide receivers. That's Newsome out to the 34-yard line. Now, you get in this preseason situation, all of a sudden you find yourself with rookie running backs. That's got to affect you as a quarterback, doesn't it?
Well, it does, especially if they go the wrong way. They get a little nervous and miss the snap count. You know, it's pretty awesome for a rookie to come into this stadium for the first time and put on a uniform and try to keep their senses about them. So they're fighting it from both sides, the atmosphere and the plays.
Newsom picked up the first down. 1st and 10, Cowboys at their 34. Jones running hard. Shoe came flying out of the pileup down at the 37-yard line. Pickup of 3 on that play. Howard Sampson coming up from the secondary to make the stop for Green Bay.
Got another young rookie in there, number 74, Norm Wells. They think a lot of Norm, and he's getting his chance tonight.
You'll see a lot of rookies the rest of the way, this being the first preseason game of 1980, yet both teams would like to put a win up there. You want to, the ideal situation is look at a lot of the rookies and still come out winners.
Win the game.
2nd down, 7. Newsom caught at the line of scrimmage and hurled back.
Because sometimes that play doesn't really look too good. You lose a yard or two. It sets up Dallas when they in the I formation, which they have one back behind the other, and a lot of you people playing tennis experience that. Playing doubles, you're in the I formation right behind each other.
Speak for yourself.
The fullback is a key blocker, and they've got to give him some opportunity to run from that. It's difficult. He doesn't have the halfback blocking, so that play, if it doesn't work, at least gets the defense thinking about the play itself, and then you can go wide on him the next time.
3rd down, 7. Shotgun formation. Danny White at the throttle. Needs a completion here to keep it going, and Tony Hill gets it for him. 1st down at the Green Bay 44-yard line.
That was a nice catch. Tony knew he was going to get hit from behind, and he still went up for it, caught it. Watch him coming over the middle. That's a tough area for a wide receiver. And Tony and Drew Pearson and Butch Johnson, boy, they do it well. They don't care when they get hit. Danny got hit as he threw the ball. Number 36 was right on top of him, and Howard Sampson had his chance to hit him, and Tony took the ball away from him.
Cowboys, of course, with 2,000-yard receivers last year, and Hill and Drew Pearson, who will miss most of preseason with a broken bone in his clavicle.
It's a play action pass again, and Butch is open over the middle.
Well, I don't know what Danny was looking at there, but that will not be one of his more artistic efforts of the...
Well, the man that could stop that play was the offside linebacker, and Cosby would have been the receiver to go to. If that linebacker would have went up on Cosby, then Butch was wide open.
We'll look at it again. We do have a flag on the play.
It's a play action pass. The tight end goes underneath. Butch is downfield, and the linebacker left Cosby, went downfield, and Cosby would have been the receiver. Just a miss key that time, and it happens to the best of them.
Penalty call. Hey, but offsetting fouls here. They're bringing it back to the 44-yard line, and the down will remain at 1st down. Cosby in at the tight end. Butch Johnson wide to the right side for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 from the 44 of Green Bay. Hill is off to the left.
Tony's the flanker this time.
Newsom.
He runs like Ron Springs.
Well, it was Ron Springs.
Well,
that's why he runs like Ron Springs.
That's why he runs like Ron Springs.
Difference between a 3 and a 2. That's all it is, Roger.
I knew it was Ron Springs.
Well, I tell you, there's preseason for announcers as well as players. 2nd and 3.
Well, the fans don't want any excuses.
No excuses. All right. Webster trying to get in the game and got to the huddle too late, so he dashes back off to the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 3. Cowboys at the 37-yard line. Springs the only setback. Met and stopped at the line of scrimmage by Davy Simmons. Simmons with the shot at the
Simmons just wasn't fooled, and he wasn't blocked, and he came down the line and just made his play. Jay didn't walk around him. Simmons walked around Jay, and that was the difference.
So now it comes up a 3rd and 4. As the Cowboys need the 1st down here to keep the drive going from the 38-yard line, but the clock has run out on them here in the 3rd period. Played for the benefit of the boys and girls camps, and I know you've been closely involved with the Salesmanship Club down through the years, and couldn't think of a more worth playing.
3rd and 4. Possibly a delay again to the tight end, or we got Preston in there, so Preston will be 1-on-1 the linebacker. I'd look for Preston to catch the ball this time.
Inside handoff to Lance Springs, and Springs spins off a tackler and moves it inside the 35 down to the 32. And that move picked up the first down.
That's why I don't call the plays.
The Rams, I recall, in the playoff game several years ago out there. Jones going outside and taking it down to the 25. Would you say the Cowboy offense has been rather conservative tonight?
Well, this is a good drive. This is that sustained, consistent drive. They started from the 20. They're looking to grade the running game. They want to improve the running game, and that's what they're trying to do tonight. They're putting people in and out. They're grading the running backs as well as the linemen, and I'm sure that was the game plan tonight, and they want to get an improved running game out of the preseason.
Rookie receivers in there again. Webster wide to the left side. Jackie Flowers wide to the right. Jones the only running back.
Oh, I tell you, that was a pass rush right there.
I believe that was a pass rush. Jim Gano, number 51, was the linebacker.
Rich Grimmett said, look out, Danny.
The old lookout block.
You know, the shotgun before with Springs, there it is. There it is. The linebacker comes around the Jones missed that block, and then Grimmett also lost his defensive end. So Danny was hit high and low that time.
3rd down. Cowboys now need a dozen for the first down. They're at the Green Bay 35.
This is a big play. Green Bay's got their 4-man rush. They're blitzing. Linebackers coming. 2 linebackers are coming. Danny gets away.
Just barely got
Good
the
job.
throwaway intended for Dupree. But he did a pretty nifty job just getting that pass off. I mean, they're just pouring through there.
Coordinating the pass blocking is another slow error.
John, who's trying to find a job at middle guard.
John's giving us trouble.
Oh, he's killed
when
the
he's with
Cowboys.
the Giants.
Killed the Cowboys.
He likes to play against the Cowboys.
Gossett to do the punting. Whoop. Drops it, picks it up, gets it away anyway. Angling it for the far side coffin corner. Boy, he hit it a mile high.
In the end zone.
Touchback. Bring it back to the 20-yard line. With the Green Bay Packers in possession with 13.
I think they've got good quickness in their linebackers, and that's something that's been much different over the 20-year period I've followed the Packers, because they were basically a 4-3 defense all the time. So I think it looks good, and I think they're going to play good as far as that.
You have to be concerned about the quarterback situation, though.
Well, anybody that's really a Packer fan, I guess, is concerned about it because of the age, of the injuries, and a quarterback's such a key to your season. So I'm sure they're very concerned about it.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. He's on the sidelines with Green Bay tonight. Back to Frank and Roger.
Okay, Jim, it was Vicky Lee Anderson on the carry. Picked up 3, 2nd down 7. Packers at their 23-yard line. Troop still in there at quarterback. Harlan Huckleby, rookie from Michigan, taking the pitch out and running out of bounds at the 27-yard line. With an assist from the Cowboys, hustling over quickly was Prather, number 39.
Cowboys have Manning and Hurt and Roland Solomon in the defensive backfield, directed by Charlie Waters, or you'll see on this play coming in to try to force the run and makes Huckleby go outside.
Prather's been very obvious, hasn't he?
Good support on the outside. Prather's he's been in the thick of it.
3rd down, Green Bay needing 3 for the first down. Donnie Anderson, of course, the former Green Bay great running back. What a player he was in those great Dallas games. Fumble. Troop had trouble pulling away from center. Who got it? Scramble for the ball back at the 20-yard line. That was a 3rd down play. Dallas recovers.
Well, I tell you,
That's too tall. Jones wound up with the football.
that Troop just dropped the ball, pulled away too quick. Just kicked around. It's like soccer right now. Ball's all over the place.
What happens there? You're off a count and you start to pull away and the center hasn't given you the ball yet?
Well, either the center turns the ball wrong or you pull away too quick. That's something that just shouldn't happen. That's automatic. But it happens.
Cowboys, with the big turnover, have the first down at the Green Bay 20-yard line. They lead 10-7 in this game. Larry Brinson is back in the lineup on the carry. And Corrado is back in at quarterback. Pickup of 3 to the 17. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Shaw's in there at center now. He's come back this year. He was the #1 draft choice last year, and he's bulked up. He's about 265 and looking good. Last year he confronted Lambert in preseason a couple times head-to-head. So I've always liked Shaw, and this year he's come to camp heavier and mean, and really is going to be an asset to the Cowboy offensive line.
Corrado. First appearance here in the second half. Brinson trying to get outside, does so successfully, and carries it down near the 5-yard line. People have had a tendency to write off Larry Brinson in the past, and every time he keeps coming back.
Larry's made some nice runs tonight. It's a sweep to the left side. He's got Peterson and Wells, the 2 young guards, pulling, guard and tackle. Peterson stays with his man. Larry's running.
24 yards now for Brinson on 4 carries, so he's averaging 6 yards a carry. 1st and goal. Cowboys have the ball at the 7-yard line. Brinson and Ron Springs in the backfield behind Glenn Corrado. Brinson inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from that point. You're talking earlier about the change in the offense once you get this close. Push it across. 2nd and goal to go from the 3-yard line. Nice fake to Brinson. Corrado all alone in the end zone to Doug Cosby, number 84.
That's the ideal situation. It's a run situation. Green Bay is looking for the run. Good fake off tackle. Fake the run. And Green Bay caught sleeping.
That's got to be a delight when you fade back and look around and you see that guy wide open.
That's the ideal time in 2nd and 3. It is a run situation. The play action pass down there. If you take the chance, you get a high percentage pass.
Waters will hold on the extra point attempt as the Cowboys try to make it 17-7. Rivetto. The Cowboys have taken advantage of the turnovers tonight. They've had 3, and all of them have turned into points. 17-7. That's where it stands with 10 minutes and 14 seconds left to play.
It gets disheartening for your defense. The offense turns it over to the 20-yard line, and in the kicking game, the kick returner drops the football. It puts pressure on. Overall, Green Bay's defense has done a good job, especially their linebackers, and Dallas has scored from in close and had one long drive that they just couldn't score from.
Rivetto kicking off. Mike McCoy trying to run this one down. Almost goes out of bounds at the 5, 10, 15. Across the 20, and we get a penalty marker. Ever had any desire to play specialty teams?
No.
You really haven't, huh?
I haven't had a desire. As soft as my head has been, I would have really looked good on the special team.
Oh, I thought with your great competitive spirit that you'd go to Landry sometime in your career and say, I'll play. Penalty against the Packers.
Illegal hits in the hands, number 67, the run.
Carl Swanke, rookie lineman, guilty of illegal use of the hands, moves it back to the 11. Packers will put it in play from there.
I'll tell you, a quarterback on the specialty team would be as inconspicuous as Darth Vader at a Ku Klux Klan rally. I'll tell you, it'd be ridiculous.
Troop gets it away, and a penalty marker goes down. The ball is fumbled out of the bounds. A little bit of everything happened on that particular play.
Well, Bill Rowe had the ball and snuck through his hands.
Pretty good juggling act there done by the Green Bay Packers tight end Paul Kaufman, number 82.
Kaufman led the NFC in receptions last year for a tight end. He caught 56 passes. Now that's excellent concentration right there. Kaufman saw the ball going down, grabbed it. He's a fine tight end. 56 receptions last year.
Packers actually refused the penalty, took the play instead, which gave them the first down. Troop in trouble. There's what pass rush doing their number, but Dutton.
That's what Dallas wants. They want that pass rush. That's going to take the pressure off that secondary, and they got it that time. There's a young guy in there now that is the only inexperienced defensive lineman that they like a lot, Schmirk.
Don Smerrick, number 95.
He's coming, putting pressure and from the outside, and from the inside, Big John Dutton comes in.
He's a free agent from the University of Nevada, Reno, and he's got to know his chances got to be long.
They like him, though.
Second down after the loss. 15 needed for the first down from the shotgun. Troop drills it over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Short man was Harlan Huckleby, the rookie running back from Michigan. Wide open, Lofton at the 48-yard line, went down on both knees and caught the ball. So the Packers keep their drive going. How did he get that wide open?
Well, Lofton made a move like he's going deep. Hurt turned and ran deep, and Lofton came right back to the sideline, and Hurt was going the wrong way. Lofton's a fine receiver. He made the deep move. Hurt started going deep, and Lofton broke back to the sidelines. And
I thought for sure you'd say Eric got hurt.
you know, Bob Griffin in training camp told a writer that you watch that number 40 out there. He's hurt in high school, college, and he's been hurt in training camp. The writer went over and found out his name was Hurt. Another one by Bob Griffin.
He comes up with some beauties. 1st and 10. Packers at their 47. Harlan Huckleby getting the call. Bill Rowe, number 90, riding him down at the 48-yard line. Clock moving along here. Cowboys leading 17-7. Then, of course, the Cowboys return home against Houston and Pittsburgh to complete preseason. 2nd and 6 from the Dallas 48. Anderson, nice hold down to the 41-yard line. That's another first down.
You know, it's important to win any time. An exhibition game, you want to win, but when you're ahead 17-7 with 7 or 8 minutes to go, it's a good time to play these young guys, and they have them in there now. They've got McCall, who's limping off the field, has been in there on defense with Hurd and the young linebackers. So they're getting a chance to play a lot more than probably they anticipated.
Packers have got their number 1 set of wide receivers in there. Troop has played most of the game, though Dickey started what, about a quarter, a little bit more. He may be favoring that sprained arch a little bit. He almost fell down. Gets it away, intended for Thompson, tipped in the air, and incomplete. Good defense by Wade Manning, number 22, who went up with Andre Thompson, a burner. Well, Manning's getting his baptism at defensive back along with Steve Wilson.
Defense. He had no help down the middle.
2nd and 10. Packers from the Cowboy 40-yard line. Cassidy wide to the left side. Paul Kaufman, the tight end, in motion. Troop fires a bullet over the middle. This one's almost intercepted. Shot at the interception by Roland Solomon, the Cowboy rookie free agent.
Guy Prather was in pretty good position that time also.
So it is 3rd down and 10. $54,876 in attendance tonight. That's somewhat of a surprise because the pregame forecast had been for in the 40,000 range. So apparently they had a pretty good gate sale. A lot of people came out and bought their tickets at the last minute. Troop on 3rd and 10. Pass is complete to Kaufman, the tight end, and Kaufman carries it down to the 20-yard line. First down, Green Bay.
You know, Kaufman juggled that. He juggled the easy catch, and then when he got hit, he held on to it. So that was a bit of an unusual play. He
He ran over Wade Manning, among other people. Of course, he makes 2 of Manning's.
He was wide open, and he got so worried he juggled it. Then he picked it up a second time, got hit, held on to it. That's why he led the NFC last year in receptions.
Well, he caught tight end. Yeah, he did catch more passes last year than any tight end in the NFC. One of the more unsung tight ends in pro football. Came out of nowhere. Huckabee, penalty marker down.
You know, they're sending the man across in motion, and he just turned upfield too quick. That's illegal procedure, but it's a situation where that man in motion's got to take a step back.
First down, 15. Packers at the 25.
There's the reverse
Huckabee.
again.
There
There's
they
the
go.
reverse. There's the reverse.
Thompson,
A lot of people
25.
out front.
Down to the 15-yard
Good job by
line.
Hurt. Did a fine job. Hurt broke a block and caused some trouble there.
They
And
picked
Bethea.
up, they
Bethea
picked up
pursued
close to
on-
10.
Bethea pursued across the field. He recognized the reverse.
Huckabee first, and then
Huckabee.
Thompson.
He had people out in front of him. Looked like it would be a real big gain, and Hurt made the play. Bethea cleaned up.
Second down. It'll be 6 needed for the first down. Packers are at the 16-yard line of the Cowboys. Clock is run down to right at the 5-minute mark. Kaufman, the big tight end in motion. He was a walk-on. Just asked for a tryout. Complete at the 5-yard line and out of bounds. During the offseason, he's caught over 100 passes for this ball club in his first 2 years. An understudy, Tony Hill, at Stanford in his collegiate days. First and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Huckabee is over. Harlan Huckabee. Flag down. Hold it.
That's holding.
That's holding. No touchdown.
Well, these referees got their holding flags with tonight. These guys got sharp eyes.
Has it been your experience in the past that some officials tend to call holding more than others?
Yes, definitely. They're specialists, just like football players. They specialize in certain areas of the game.
That's number 82 holding. Still first down.
Kaufman, the tight end, guilty of the penalty. Did you know, as we look at the replay, did you know going into games which officials
Yeah.
be more liable to call what penalties?
You sure did, but based on their previous tendencies. Couldn't do anything about it.
First down, now goal to go from the 15-yard line following the 10-yard walk-off.
Yes, Kaufman did the same thing again.
Flag down as Huckabee is hit at the line of scrimmage by Gary Pageant.
Kaufman's not taking a step backwards. He's a legal motion. He's a veteran tight end. He shouldn't be doing that.
Illegal motion. The Packers their own worst enemy in this drive. Not only are they losing yardage on penalty, but the clock continues to roll. They've got 10 points to make up here. Now 4:54 left.
I'd say the Cowboys ought to refuse this one.
Motion. 8. Second down.
He's got a young secondary in there. If Troop can find the open man, there's got to be somebody open. There he is, across the field. Good play.
Good defense by the Dallas Cowboys. Roland Solomon.
Roland Solomon saw the receiver coming across the field, and Andrea Thompson looked open for a minute. Good anticipation, though.
Would you believe we have another flag? I think this is 4 plays in a row. That ball seemed to hang a little bit to give Solomon time to get in front of the receiver. Troop didn't have everything on it that he could have put on it.
That's 2 penalties, though.
Let's get the official word from the referee, Gene Barth. As soon as he gets through with all this, he'll flip on his microphone if it is offsetting penalties.
I think it's roughing the passer.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Half the distance right now. He should never rough the passer, you know? He's a nice guy. He don't want to hurt anybody.
No one would know you're a former quarterback when you say that. That's a big penalty, isn't it? All the way down to the 3-yard line, I'd say so.
We have multiple fouls on number 76. Personal foul, roughing a passer, ejection, unnecessary roughness,
Wow.
number 76.
Larry Bethea,
Down.
I think he pretty took care of everything, didn't he? Personal foul, roughed the passer, got kicked out of the game. Multiple fouls.
That's what you call bad play for Larry.
And an automatic first down for the Packers at the Dallas 4-yard line.
See if we get another holding play here. Huckleby going the other side.
Huckleby is now to near the 1-yard line.
Huckleby's a feisty little guy. He played at Michigan back in the Michigan-Ohio State days, made some big runs. He's fighting for a job here with Green Bay.
Of course, you know, Huckleby was Michigan and Bethea was Michigan State, wasn't he?
That's right. Maybe that's why Larry got so mad before. Thought he hit Huckleby. You know, Green Bay has some a stock of running backs.
Oh, they got a bunch of them that are running in tonight. 48 now is in there, Nate Simpson. And I believe Anderson 44. Second down, goal to go from the 1-yard line. Nate Simpson hurdles. And he is over into the end zone for the touchdown.
Con, both sides.
A lot of penalties, but maybe they even out. I don't know. Nate Simpson came in for that play.
You know, that's about all you can do. When everything's stacked up, everything in pack, he hurdles well, and the linebackers got to hit him head on to stop that play, and Simpson did a good job.
Chester Marco will make his first appearance for the Packers in the extra point try. Out most of last season with a knee injury, trying to win his job back after Bernie did an outstanding job. Kick is good. 3:59 left to play, and with the score, the Cowboys 17 and the Packers 4 left to play. Well, you've seen your first, virtually your first full football game since retiring, your first Cowboy game. You're not going to go back to camp next week.
Well, no, I don't believe they need me.
You're not going to broadcasting school either.
No, I might have to go to broadcasting school. Cowboys have 263 total yards tonight, which is a little bit under average.
Mike Richardson, the rookie, back at the 5, 15, 20, 25, and Richardson, good run back, carries it out to the 30-yard line.
That's the ideal spot. When you return a kickoff, you want to come
Headed, as I recall, when you were there, you ran that rather consistently.
Yeah, that's right. I missed a few handoffs. That was just a missed handoff, and someone went the wrong way.
Loneliest feeling in the world.
Glenn got 4 yards.
2nd and 6. Tom Landry.
Yeah, Flowers is at the flanker, number 82, and Webster's out there, number 27. The 2 fine rookie wide receivers have played a lot tonight.
Carano, quick throw out to Webster to the 41-yard line. Wiley Turner, number 20, rips him out of bounds.
Webster had a excellent day in a scrimmage against Los Angeles. I believe he caught 8 or 9 passes. He's from San Diego State, a free agent, and has impressed everybody in training camp.
1st and 10. That's what the Cowboys wanted, to keep this drive going, pick up first downs, keep the clock moving. 2 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in the game. Dallas leading 17-14. Back to camp for the Cowboys tomorrow as they prepare for the Rams.
Ron Springs can get outside, stay in bounds.
30-second clock almost ran out on Carano that time.
It's a 30-second clock is really important too.
2nd and 9 as the Cowboys try to run out the clock on the Green Bay Packers in their first preseason game. Ron Springs gets a block from Cosby out to the 50 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line of the Packers, and that's another Dallas first down.
That's a fine run. The only thing Ron wanted to do was stay in bounds. The clock is a factor right now, and he needs to stay in bounds.
Now, Springs has been very relevant. Roger Staubach and Jim Brinson. Clock winding down in the Cowboys' first preseason game of 1980, the 33rd annual Salesmanship Club game. And the Cowboys, controlling the football after that last Green Bay score, have a 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the pack. 2 minutes left to play. Springs. Carano had to screen a little bit to get that handoff away.
Yeah, Dallas is in a new formation. They've got both tight ends in there, Cosby and Billy Joe are in tight, and then they have 2 wide receivers, so Ron's the only runner in the backfield. So it's pretty cut and dry. He's going to run the football, and he's making some yardage doing it.
Pick up a 5 by Springs. Ron has now rushed for 44 yards and 9 carries. Dorsett also 44 yards and 10 carries.
Well, Brinson back in now.
Brinson gets the call this time. Penalty marker is down at the 37-yard line as Brinson is tackled at that point. Clock has run down to 1:12.
That looked like a block below the waist there.
And that, of course, is illegal. Again, a pretty good run by Brinson.
See Ron Springs coming in here to he hits the linebacker below the waist.
Walk off here moves it back to the Dallas end of the field.
Personal foul, illegal crackback, number 85. Still second down.
Springs to the 47. You know, with the new rules being what they are, as the Packers going to call timeout here, I imagine you've got the first here. The Packers going to get one last shot at it.
Quick screen.
Webster
Stay in bounds.
got a yard, and that's about it.
Packers will have to use a timeout here.
So that's their second timeout. They'll have one left when they'll do the punting. He's a rookie. They'll probably put a pretty good rush on him.
They were coming.
Johnny Gray, short kick, fielded at the 24-yard line on the fair catch.
Time set up, and if you're lucky, you could get one more play off.
Packers got their top set of wide receivers in there, Thompson and Lofton. There's Harvey Martin. Coming through with the big sack.
That stops the clock briefly. That's
Bill Troop is shaken up on the play.
Glancing it back. Harvey just overpowers the tackle. He just overpowers him and gets on Troop.
It'll be 2nd and 19, a loss of 9 in the play. The clock has started rolling now, 30 seconds and counting. Packers back on their 15-yard line. Troop retreating almost to the goal line, gets the pass away. Kaufman, the tight end, hurdles Steve Wilson and goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line with 13 seconds to go.
Well, I tell you, that was a nice hurdle.
He should go over Wilson here.
Right here where he should have got out of bounds, but he decides to go for it, makes a nice hurdle, comes out, Wade Manning finally knocks him out of bounds. But Kaufman took a chance, and
He's got to go for all of it here, doesn't he?
He's got to go for a deep sideline. Anything they got left is a field goal.
Troop gets it away, goes for the deep sideline to Andre Thompson, who is well covered. Hurt out there defensively.
At the timeout. Anything over the middle, just let the guy lay there if he has to dive for the ball.
9 seconds. 2nd and
Of course,
10.
without any timeouts, they've got to just go deep to the sideline and hope he gets out of bounds. And
Packers from their 43 going for all of it there. That's intercepted. Dennis Thurman steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And the Cowboys will take over with 2 seconds left to play in the game, and Dallas safely in with its first preseason victory of 1980.
that looks good in the turnover column.
Well, that's what now, 4 turnovers, so that's a plus certainly in the Cowboy column tonight.
This is throwing it up for grabs here. Troop just can't get enough on the ball. He had a little pressure coming up the middle from Randy White. Dennis Thurman's right there. They have two defenders over there, and Dennis has got an instinct for the ball, and I think you'll see a lot of interceptions from Dennis Thurman.
Well, the Cowboys setting out to play rookies and win the football game. Last 2 seconds. Carano goes down on one knee, and that's the ball game. So the Cowboys start off the Packers, and again, we might briefly go over some of the bright spots.